Trophy Road has officially been extended, and I am here with your go-to guide on how to reach 15,000 trophies using 3.0 Xbow Cycle. Pushing all the way up from 9,000 trophies, I recorded my best games on my way up, facing quite a few hard counters like Royal Recruits and Royal Hog's Earthquake with the Evo Knight. I was able to reach 15k live. I'll be giving you the best tips and tricks to perform well and breeze through the new arenas, allowing you to reach the illustrious 15k for yourself. Alright, Trophy Road has officially been extended, and today is the day that I reach 15,000 trophies with 3.0 Xbow Cycle, showing you guys my entire journey up there and teaching you the best tips and tricks to have success with 3.0 Xbow Cycle. Now, I personally find that this is a great change. I'm really glad that they extended Trophy Road because, before I was just sitting at 9k, and I feel like it got very boring and bland, just reach 9,000 trophies, sit there. I wouldn't really play any matches because what's the point? There's nothing in it for me. There's no reward. There's nothing to gain. So I think it was a great decision for them to extend it, and I thought it would be a great video idea and great content for you guys as well, because I know a lot of you will be wanting my advice and seeking guidance on reaching 10k trophies and of course the esteemed 15k trophies as well. Now, if you guys have not played ranked mode recently, it's also the new requirement where you have to reach 15k to unlock the ranked mode and push on Path of Legends, which is now I guess just rebranded to ranked. So again, I think it is pretty great that they extended it, just more content, more arenas for us to play in, more rewards for us to collect, and just more gameplay, of course. Now, as for the approach, I would say just treat this as an extended Ultimate Champion push, pretty much. I find this to be pretty similar to Ultimate Champion, both in terms of the difficulty and the matchups that I face. I don't really find it very different. I'm currently about 13,000 plus trophies, and I faced a whole array of different matchups, but definitely many meta decks too, a lot of Hog EQ, some Lava Hound here and there, a lot of Mega Knight Hog, the mid-ladder nonsense, and just everything, Royal Giant, just all the different archetypes you can think of. So again, I would consider this just an extended Trophy Road push, or rather an extended Ultimate Champion push, and I wouldn't really think of using different strategies for Trophy Road compared to Ultimate Champion. I think it's pretty much the same thing where you want to play smart, you want to play good, micro, good fundamentals, and then you want to know all your different matchups because you will definitely be facing quite a few meta decks as well in this range. So into our first match here, we are up against this player who is playing Miner Rocket, and this is a decently common meta deck as well, kind of popularized by my good friend Nate, who is really good at this deck, and I think that is just kind of a hard matchup for Xbow, honestly, but I think we can do our best nonetheless. Going to fireball the tower, and we actually just hit the Knight out of range. Oh my god, that was an insane fireball, and that retargets the Xbow onto the tower instead of on the Knight. That is absolutely huge, and that's going to be a huge lead and insane damage connection for us. And just like that, we've basically been catching every miner as well. I like to save my E-Spirit to catch the miners too, and it's just been huge. Now he does have a cannon in this deck, so I need to kind of almost predict the cannon on my Xbow every time, because if I don't, he can just go for the cannon and it'll be a big deal, big problem dealing damage. So just an unfortunate reality of how you have to play. Again, I do like to save my E-Spirit to retarget that miner, just mitigate as much damage as possible, and if they don't have Evo Cannon in hand, then you can really utilize your Evo Archers to put in work. If they do, you want to either save the Evo Archers or try and get value out of them before they kind of die to the Evo Cannon too. We do get one Xbow tick over there, so I guess that counts for something, but the Evo Archers get some damage too. That is really nice because he was late on the delivery, just didn't have Elixir. Gonna Knight to bridge block this Knight, gonna go for my E-Spirit Skellies on the miner, and I know he likes to go for these pre-logs, so I've been going for my late skeletons after he logs. That way they don't get clipped and predicted. I still can't get over that fireball, dude. That was insane. I cannot believe we hit that. And he goes for a rocket, so we can just fireball back. We also do get a damage lead. So this game is essentially just going really well. I mean, of course it is. I'm up over 2,000, and again, I think this is definitely their matchup. Again, going to bridge block the Knight. Even if he wants to do a bridge battle, I can just win the bridge battle and then still block the Knight, so the miner's never tanked for. I can also just go in so that he never has time to breathe and is just forced to basically defend every single time. We'll take a nice fireball in the tower. I think that's maybe like fireball number 6 or something. I've just gotten so many. I like to naked fireball in this matchup too, just a spell cycle. Let's go for a Tesla to catch the miner, and we do. Beautiful. And now if he wants to break through a Tesla on this side, he has to go for a rocket, which obviously means he won't be able to go for a rocket on my Xbow, so This is basically exactly how you play this matchup. Just perfect offense, perfect defense on the miners, and spell cycle when you can. And of course, fireball knights out of range if you have that wherewithal. I can't believe that play. It was insane, but beautiful first win. Alright, I am feeling this 15k push. We are looking good. Like I said, guys, this is essentially just another extended Ultimate Champion push, so treat it the same way. Know your matchups in the meta, and just play solid games throughout. You know, just do your best. And wow, we are up against Royal Recruits. Okay, Royal Recruits first play. Very talented individual over here, and he goes for the Goblin Gang. So this is going to be Recruits Bait, which is a really hard matchup, actually, with the Hog Rider, most likely. He might even have an Evo Skelly Barrel, though, because they did start running that nowadays. He could even have both, honestly. I don't even know, but either way, this is not going to be fun. Let's go for the E-Spirit to kite these recruits up, and might get a baby Xbow lock. We do, so a couple bolts in there, and the counter-pushing Knight Archer as well, forcing out the Mighty, is really solid. We don't even have to respond to that Mighty anymore because it was DPS down so good. But yeah, definitely going to be a fair share of recruits in this range too. I did face quite a few recruits players, both recruits bait and recruits Royal Hogs too, so let's go in right now because we have outcycled the Royal Recruits, and that is an opportunity to go in. Going to go for the Archers to predict something as well, because I think I just want to get a lock early if I can. Hover log for the wall breakers, that they are, so he has wall breakers, not skeleton barrel. Gonna go skellies to block a Goblin Gang, and that's gonna be beautiful, guys. Beautiful work. Gonna get a huge lead right now, and that's basically just what we were looking for. You know, getting a nice early lead in this matchup and outcycling the recruits at the start. So if they go recruits to back, I do like to go Xbow because I feel like it's one of the very few times, rare instances, where you will get an opportunity to get an Xbow lock. It's actually pretty difficult to get a lock in this matchup, so, you know, if they give you that opening, they go recruits like that, I think you definitely do want to take it, and so I might even go in again. Okay, let's go for the recruits to back, but I feel like I'm not up that much elixir, and my knight's about to walk up and possibly die to those recruits, so it might be in my best interest to play it passive now, especially because I do have Evo Archers, so I can definitely defend whatever he throws my way. By the way, in this matchup, they do run arrows, which will just kill your Evo Archers, so what you want to do as much as physically possible is split your archers in the back so that you can basically just utilize the fact that they can only arrows one and get guaranteed value out of the other one. Nice little defensive expo there. I kind of just wanted to activate the king. That's why I was a little bit unsure of what to do when he went for the firecrackers. I was thinking in my head, how can I activate king off of this? And that worked out pretty well. I do have to be careful of firecrackers on my knights. Yep, perfect prediction on the firecracker there with my skellies, and then I'll just fireball it immediately. Let's log on the right, and we are looking really good right now, I'm not going to lie. I mean, recruits is recruits, so it's definitely still chokeable at any given time, but I'm just following my principles and fundamentals, you know? I'm splitting my archers every time. I'm being patient with my Xbows. Right there, I'm going to go Xbow because he goes for a really random set of arrows that I don't really agree with, honestly, and I think we can just try and punish at the right time. So that is going to be a really annoying Evo Firecracker. I'll go for my late log and then try and get this Tesla Pulse on the Firecracker. Hopefully I really want that dead. No, it pushes itself out of range. That's so annoying, man. He's actually in the lead. There's no way. Wow, okay, so one bad offensive bow. I guess that Xbow is bad, guys. I guess you really can't go in this matchup no matter what. One bad offensive bow and everything's kind of gone, so you really do have to play so passively and patient here. Gonna take my fireball on the two recruits over there. Just want to make sure I hit that. I did know he was gonna go with firecracker, but I predicted it a little bit too late, unfortunately. Still, we get a nice fireball off, and now it's basically all about fireball cycle. I'm pretty much never gonna get another Xbow lock, so what I'm gonna try and do is get as many fireballs on his tower as I can. Like you saw just now, a really nice play is log into fireball, which will kill one side of the recruits on the tower, so especially if you can get 4 of them, that's a really good play. But if you only get 2, it's still worth it, I would say, but it's just more difficult to defend after, of course. Let's go for a log. Notice that I'm constantly stacking my archers in the right, by the way, because he has a lot more damage in the left, and that's where he wants his damage, so I'm making sure that if he goes for the arrows, he has to arrows the right side of my archers. That way he can't really afford to get arrows on my lower HP tower. That's basically all it comes down to. I'm also going to try and get as many logs as possible in the left, because I feel like I just don't want to log the right as much as I can, even if he gives me good value. That Evo Tesla gets a lot of value. He does go for the arrows, but like you can see, the archer on the right is still going strong. Still getting power shots here and there. Again, I'm just going to stack my archers in the right too and just force him to arrows there if he ever wants to arrows. Again, we're just constantly getting good log value in the left as well, hitting the tower. We have the lead after that, and I think I will fireball on defense here. I have no other way to defend those wall breakers, and that firecracker better not be on the tower. It is on the tower. Wait, I have to log and I have to fireball the tower again, I guess. So gonna go for the log, gonna get back to a fireball ASAP and just fireball because I have to. Then I'll get a Tesla down because he's gonna go Hog Rider. I'll log as well, and I think just barely we are going to survive. E-Spirit should chain onto everything. I'll fireball last minute just to be safe as well. We do miss the firecracker and it shoots, but it does not hit the tower. Oh my god, that would have been game. I swear to god if I lost to that. But that is definitely a really hard matchup, and he even gives me the GG's, so really beautifully done against Royal Recruit's bait. Alright, Carlos Rosas, definitely an interesting name, not even sure if I said that correctly. If you guys know what that means, okay, wow, Pigs, Fire Spirit first play. Just gonna go for my Fireball because I wasn't really ready for that. Wasn't gonna get a Tesla down in the perfect spot. Somehow that still gets a hit with the Piggy getting a nibble on my tower, it's all good though. I know there are lots of international players in this game. That Knight was leaving a lot to be desired, by the way. But there are definitely many different languages out there, lots of people with different names, interesting names. If you guys in the comments know what this guy's name means, please tell me. If it's like, I don't know, a word in another language or a phrase, I guess, because it's 2 words. He does go for the EQ, by the way, so he's playing Piggy's Earthquake with an Evo Knight. Really good Knight by me, because I knew he had to go for either like a ranged troop or a building like a cannon, because that's always what they play in these decks. So just not really knowing his exact deck, but knowing the deck construction that he would be playing, I went for my prediction Knight. Also, he wasn't back to his Pigs just yet, so that was a really good play. We were going to get the damage lead off of that as well. And this is definitely going to be a hard matchup, because I did see that his Knight had the Evo symbol. So Evo Knight, you know, one of the best counters to Xbow in the whole game. By the way, I just want to draw attention to this arena. Look at that crown symbol on the board. It's so faint, but it's so cool. I just love whatever this is. I don't know if this is the new 15K arena or the arena right before. I'm not sure if there's a difference, but I love this arena. Shout out to the art team who always cooks, I swear, every season. We're going to take a Fireball on that Musketeer. I think it's a little bit aggressive, but I will be happy to take it. We'll go for a Tesla down low. If he wants to EQ, he can. I think I'll be fine if I go Knight Skelly's log after the fact, and, you know, forcing out an Earthquake is not really that bad. We actually take a lot of damage in the right, so maybe I should have gone for a high Tesla, but I know that he had that Musketeer coming down, didn't want to mess around with that, so that's kind of why I just went for the low Tesla. Did not want my Tesla to get DPS down by a Musketeer. My cycle is so chopped, I have to let the Fire Spirit connect. That's tragic, but let's be real, I'm not going to waste Evo Archers on a Fire Spirit, but we're going to have to figure something out. So I'm going to go for my Tesla first, just get a pre-planted Tesla, and I think he does have... Okay, there's the Evo Knight. I don't remember if he has Evo Muskie or Evo Cannon, so if it's the latter, he can just Evo Cannon my Evo Archers and it'll just die straight up, which is really sad. But if he has Evo Muskie, we'll be fine, and that's really good. Let's block the cannon. We do get it off, and that's going to be an Evo Cannon. He doesn't have the Evo back in cycle yet, so that's going to be a nice lock. Evo Archers putting in work, as you can see, in both lanes. That's why I love to split them, especially in these matchups. He stacks Muskies on me, but I can just easily go for my Knight, which will pretty much do a great job at 1v1ing. We'll go Skelly's down low in case he goes for like a prediction Fire Spirit or something. Don't even know if he had it in cycle, but just a nice all-around micro play I like to make, especially if they have like Zap, Rage, Heal Spirit, and they have like a counter-pushing Mini P.E.K.K.A. or especially a range troop like a Musketeer. I love going for that Skelly's placement far away. Really nice as well. We've kind of desynced his Evo Cannon for our Evo Archers in cycle, so he does go for the Evo Cannon there, and we're already 1 cycle ahead in our Archers. We'll be 2 cycles ahead once we split these next Archers, so I'm definitely going to get back to my Evo Archers before he gets back to his Evo Cannon, and that is what I like to see, because that's basically how you want to play these matchups. I feel like you don't want to be going for your Evo Archers into an Evo Cannon if you know they have it in cycle. You just don't want to risk that, so going to go for my Knight down low. He gets his delivery down, so this is definitely not a good matchup. I don't think it's not terrible, but I mean, he has Evo Knight and Earthquake, of course, so just kind of common sense, right? Let's go for our Xbow. Let's get ready for the Pigs, most likely. He loves to go for these cannons every time. Notice I am predicting them with skeletons every time as well, because I know that's what he has. Beautiful Evo Archers value, by the way. That's going to melt the Knight. That's going to be a lock. He has to go for a late Earthquake, probably a late log as well, but the damage is done. The Evo Archers are on the tower, power shotting away, and that is tower down. Absolute destruction against Piggy's Earthquake, featuring the Evo Knight. Okay, Benjamin, what is he going to be playing for us today? We are above 14k right now, so we are just, I want to say, about 3, 4 games away from 15k, maybe 5 if I'm unlucky, but the trophies are a bit weird up here, by the way. If you guys are not up here yet, we get around 150 trophies for a win, and we lose the same for a loss, so it's a little bit different than normal, but just interesting stuff, I guess. It's not as painful as climbing 5,000 trophies, I guess. That is really unfortunate because my cycle is so bad. I'll just take a bunch of damage and go for the skellies for the positive trade, but looking like log bait right now. And I'm just praying that he's playing the Hypno version with Dark Goblin or some kind of Hypno version or a Riley version that doesn't have a rocket, because I know bait players love to play those versions these days, but it looks like it's going to be classic bait with a rocket because he has the Ice Spirit in there. And just the way he's been playing this game, and he has an Evo Knight, yeah, it's definitely... Bro, this is the worst log bait version possible. I mean, the only way it could be worse is if he has, like, Evo Cannon instead of Inferno Tower. I think it's pretty safe to assume he has Inferno Tower, though, because that's what log bait players these days run. But this matchup is like a 70-30 for them minimum. So I will show you guys how I like to play this matchup. And right there, I like to Fireball Cycle, and then I'm going to get ready to catch a Princess at the bridge if I can, because, okay, yeah, he goes for it in the back, but I always hover. When I know he has Princess in Cycle, I always like to hover something in the middle, and I even cycle stuff in the middle as well, because I know they just like to Princess the bridge randomly. Okay, that Tesla did not get on the Goblin I thought it was going to get on, so we take one stab, but still, this Tesla placement is really nice. As you can see, it will defend against a barrel and a Princess at the bridge. It's just a nice little thing. I'm not sure about the intricacies, though, like which Goblin attacks first. Evidently, I did not know that, but it's all good. Gonna split my Evo Archers, get ready to Knight in case he goes Princess, which I feel like he's about to go. Yes, he does go for that, and we do get the reaction off. Perfect reaction time. Well, that's what I love to see, even though I have pretty bad ping, because I'm all the way in Singapore, so even though the reaction time might be good, sometimes I just don't get it off. We get a really nice lock right there, and I'm going to extend my damage lead with another Fireball, and then get ready to catch the next Princess at the bridge with this Tesla too. Okay, so the fake one is in the right. It's going to E-Spirit the fake one and log the real, and as you can see, we take 0 damage in both lanes, so that's exactly how you want to defend these tricky barrels. You want to E-Spirit the fake one and log the real one, and ideally, I think it's best, this is a bit of an intricacy, but I think it is best to E-Spirit first before you log, because you want to log at the right time, and the E-Spirit just comes down a bit sooner. I don't know if that makes sense, but I always see people like Bedfus as well, going for the E-Spirit first and then logging the real side. So just a bit of a thing, I suppose. And I took 0 damage, so obviously I'm doing something, right? Let's go for the Knight. We can log as well. Evo Tesla will pulse on the Princess. No, it won't. That's so unlucky. Wow. I gotta get back to a Knight, but I don't have it, so I think I'll just get my Tesla down. And this is where this matchup gets really sketchy, because they abuse Princesses and just start stacking crazy Princesses. I'm still gonna keep my rhythm, by the way. I do have to waste my Evo Archers on the left side, which is so unfortunate, but I'm still in a pretty comfortable damage lead because I've been controlling the pace very well. Gonna E-Spirit in front as well to force a response. Really nice, we forced a Knight out. Let's get a Tesla down, let's log that as well. And then if he goes for the barrel, okay, I misplaced my archers by 1. Oh, that's going to be a stab. You can't have any mistakes in this matchup, either. This matchup is so tight, especially if they have Evo Knight. It's such a bad matchup, so you have to just prevent all chip damage, and you have to defend perfect at all times. It's really tricky, man. I have Evo Tesla, though, so I can kind of use that up high to my advantage. Let's just log the barrel, Evo Tesla high on everything. And somehow those Princesses are just, like, electromagnetic repulsive or something. They are just dodging every single Evo Tesla pulse. Now, this might seem like a weird play, but you can see I've just thrown Fireball after Fireball at his tower. And I know the fake one's in the right, so I'll go for Skellies on that and only take a few stabs. I want to log the real one there because the other side's getting pretty tight. This is really tight, but I'm going to Fireball the tower. Wow, that Princess gets on the tower. That's so bad. I actually have to log this, and then Archers, Skellies, and I have to get a Knight down on that gang, and this is going to get so tight. Like, this is why, I don't know, this matchup is rough, but you're not going to get a lead if you don't Fireball. So I'm just Fireballing the tower, no matter how much Elixir I get down. This is always how I play this matchup now. I've kind of learned to perfect it. I do see that barrel. He's trying to, like, sneak that barrel in. And so what I have to do is get one last Xbow down, because I'm not going to let him just rocket cycle me, obviously. So let's get the bow down. When I get my Knight first, in case he goes for the Inferno Tower, we're going to Fireball Cycle on the Knight, and now my goal is to prevent him from ever going for another rocket on the tower, because I know that's exactly what he wants. So I'm going to get back to as much as I can can just spam support this Xbow, get another fireball, log on the tower. Nice, we do hit the knight, log the knight as well, so he's going to be forced to defend this bow. As you can see, he wanted to rocket the tower, but because he was kind of spread too thin, trying to defend my Xbow, we do get the lock at the end, and that is a beautiful win against a very hard matchup. Alright, we are now at 14,715 trophies, so we are officially 2 wins away from 15k, provided I get an average of about 150 per win, which I think we will. So looking like we are just reaching the peak and almost at the top of the mountain. So into this next one against Dana's, and this is looking like the most common deck I faced on my way up by far, guys. All the random tryhards are playing this deck. It is the infamous Sus Bush spam deck. It is obnoxious, it is terrible, and I despise this deck. Let's hover our log for the wall breakers, because I think he does have wall breakers in this deck. We do catch the spirit with our E-Spirit. Again, going to hover my log for the breakers, and that's going to be a mini lock, honestly, and he might go for a Dark Goblin. I'm not going to pre-log, though. He just goes for the log, yeah, so we are chilling. And that is a nice early lead, and honestly, that is all we need to win the game. So if I know they're playing this deck exactly, I like to make aggressive sacrifices early on to get a lock, because then you can take the pace in your way, and the momentum will all be on your side. You know, they have to be the ones getting damage on you, so they're going to be spamming even more than they already do. Trust me, as this game progresses, you guys are about to see the craziest spam of your lives, because every single person I play against with this deck, you know what their routine is? Like when they wake up in the morning, they play a Sus Bush down at the bridge. The opponent responds to Sus Bush. They play Spear Goblins at the bridge. The opponent responds to the Spear Goblins. They play Fire Spirit Wall Breakers. They go Boss Band at the back, use 3-card cycle to continuously spam, and it's just rinse and repeat. Look at this for 5 minutes straight. So I already know their morning routine is filled with spam as well, and I think this is a very obnoxious deck. This is truly what's wrong with the game right now. There's the wall breakers, by the way. I'll just get our Tesla down for those, and maybe the Tesla will stay alive. Very nice. We can actually maybe go in with this Tesla then. But I think this matchup is very easy to choke. I'm not going to say any names. One of my good friends, who's also a top ladder player, has been seen losing this matchup against many different players many different times, but the way I think this should be played is pretty passively, and that doesn't necessarily mean defensive Xbows. Let's get a nice log on the Dark Goblin, by the way, but I think it's just really about passive and safe gameplay. You know, wow, that Boss Bandit's about to dash. Dude, that Boss Bandit is just a broken card, man. But yes, as you can see, I'm just playing really safe right now, really patient, really smart, and he's just spamming me non-stop with everything. Look at that. Dark Goblin, Spear Goblins, failed to protect his Dark Goblin, fails to protect everything, and we just have a nice lead from the start. And I'm not doing anything. I'm not sweating. I'm not just spamming offensive Xbows into a Boss Bandit, into an Evo Dark Goblin, which he did predict last time. I'm not spamming anything. I'm just playing safe and collected. I'm also getting really nice log value, honestly. Really good fireball value on the tower, if I can, which is pretty rare. But, you know, if I can get a Dark Goblin, if I can get maybe, like, a Sus Bush in the back, I'll take that as well, to be honest. And it's really just about safe gameplay. Now, these Sus Bushes, when they cross, you have to make sure you defend them as well, because those bushes will get a lot of damage on your tower if you let them connect. So what you want to do is always defend the bushes successfully, whether that means logging them at the start or reacting well after they connect. It's just essential, honestly. And Evo Teslas are pretty important in this matchup too, because they do great against spears. You know, they one-shot the spears with the pulse. They're really good against wall breakers, especially Evo breakers. And now I feel compelled to go in because look at this, Evo Tesla on the breakers. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We take no damage, and now he has to get a late Boss Bandit down while we can get our Evo Archers down. And this definitely might be an Expo lock if I protect this well, which I am so far. We can also get another Expo down if we want, but I don't even need to. I get a huge lock, and I'm just going to reset and take it, honestly. I could Expo in the right to keep the pressure up. I could also defensive Expo, but I think I'm just going to take it safe and fireball, and that's the way I'm going to manifest my damage lead and elixir advantage, and just keep pressing the issue slowly but surely. And so now he hasn't even touched my towers. You guys can see I've basically got this matchup down to a science, because I mean, I think it just makes sense the way I naturally think about it, but I have seen, again, my good friend, not going to name any names, he is Italian though, lose this matchup on top ladder many times, and what you really want to do is just play safe and passive. No spamming offensive bows. You can be aggressive at the start if you sacrifice like I did, but otherwise just really good defense the whole way through. That's what it's all about, and then you can essentially just focus your energy on good defenses, and that's a plus 235. Oh my god, that guy was above us. I think we gate kept him reaching 15k. We are now 50 trophies away, so we are definitely going to reach it. Yeah, that was, bro, he was like 45 trophies away from 15k. So we are going to go for our game for 15k now, and I think whatever we play against, we will be able to win. I'm just going to be playing safe, disciplined, passive against Omar, who has a top 550 ladder finish, so gonna be a pretty good player. I can't even tell by if that's ladder or global tournament. Either way, we're just gonna assume it's a pretty good player, of course, because it's a finish. But yeah, the new badges are really bad. Just a random side note. By the way, that other person I was talking about, my good friend, who I'm not gonna name, he does play both Xbow and Logbait. But into this final one, and he has a Cage Mega Minion. I think this is going to be Lava Hound Lightning, and this matchup should be pretty good. I think we'll be alright. I've lost only twice, by the way, ever since 9k, I want to say. Or maybe before that, but from like 10k to 15k, I've only lost 2 games. So really, really nice. I'd say, you know, that's maybe about a 96% win rate, or I'm not sure exactly how to quantify it, but yeah, one of the losses was against RG Monk, which I could have won. I was actually winning the whole game, but I choked at the end. It was tragic. And the other game I lost to, which I was just reminded of, was Lava Hound Lightning, because I played bad. But it is a very good matchup. I don't think it's Lava Lightning, though. Doesn't he have an E-Spirit? Yeah, so this is actually going to be a pretty old meta deck, I think. Royal Giant Lightning with the Lumberjack, Cage, and Baby Dragon. Very interesting, very cool stuff. And so I know how to play this matchup from years and years of experience, and that is why I naked Fireballed the tower, because this matchup is a Fireball Cycle matchup. If they know what they're doing, you're not going to get a lock in here, because they have Barb Barrel, they have RG, they have Lumberjack, and just Cage. They have a lot of stuff to stall at your Xbow and kill your Xbow. So what you want to do is defend their stuff, use Xbow as a pressure tool, and when they overcommit, that's when you can Xbow. Like right now, I'm going to go in because he might go for an RG at the bridge. Okay, he doesn't, but I do have Evo Archers coming down in both lanes, so I felt pretty comfortable with that. And now he still actually has to respond to my Evo Archer on the right side, and he doesn't have anything good in Cycle, I believe, so he's actually going to just... Oh, he does go for the E-Spirit, and he actually misses it. I thought he wasn't back to E-Spirit for some reason, but we get 2 beautiful power shots in. We get a nice King Tower activation, which is not going to be huge, but it will be helpful against stuff like a Lumberjack and a Goblin Cage when those troops are counter-pushing. Lots of Archer damage in the left as well. We are winning in both lanes. I'm just going to reset with another Tesla in the middle, and we are looking golden in this match, guys. All I really have to do is play chill and passive. That actually was actually a really smart idea, because it did spread his resources thin, and I did have Evo Archers coming down, so, you know, I could just get the dual lane pressure coming in. He does go for the Naked Lightning Cycle, which is not a bad play, honestly, but since I have the damage lead, he's going to have to try a little harder than that, because I can literally just go for my Fireball Cycle, and he's not going to get ahead. See, now he's getting a bit too desperate, a bit too aggressive, and he can't afford a Lightning right away, because he has to go for the Mega Minion, and by the time he Lightnings, I'll get an Xbow down. He's definitely going to Lightning those Evo Archers, right? So I'm going to go for the bow. He actually doesn't, so that was a really good prediction by me, and good patience by him, but we will protect this with our E-Spirit Knight. Beautiful micro on the Xbow as well, and we have some insane dual lane pressure, and now we get a lock in the left. We get an Evo Archer connection in the right, and he just can't do anything in this match. Both towers crumbling. That was an insane punish. Like I said, the dual lane pressure goes crazy, and you are not supposed to get a lock in this matchup. I guess we're just playing really well, because I'm honestly as surprised as you guys. And he just lightnings the ground. I think it's safe to assume he's giving up. So that was just a beautiful game against RG. Like I said, utilize Fireball Cycle to make them get overly aggressive. Punish their overly aggressive advances on you, and that is how you break through. And that right there was the final game, and that is how you reach 15,000 trophies. So let's take a look at the new arena, what it looks like, what the screen looks like. New arena reached. We unlocked the rank ticket this mode, and we unlocked the season badge, which we do get. So that was a beautiful push to 15k. Like I said, only 2 losses from 10k to 15k. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay, and I hope my tips in the different matchups I played were able to help you learn how to successfully push Trophy Road now that it's been extended.